have feedback on this by the looks of things, because I didn't get anyone else to want to feedback. But one of the
Don't worry, Sandra.
but one of the things that we thought about, because obviously there's no contingency money left because it's already been eaten up, is possibly approaching another group that does something very similar within the community, to be able to see if we can get what skills that they've got to be able to help with that particular part of the budget that we no longer have money to pay, because the original person was going to do it free, obviously.
Yeah.
And that would also include contacting, say, some volunteers in the community to see if they've got those particular skills as well. So that was the main thing that we did think about, funding, etc.
That's a good idea.
I did turn around and say, but there may be delays in actually getting another funding in time to be able to finish the project. So we need to start to think outside the box, and that's what we came up with that.
Yeah. So did any of the other groups have a go at that one? Did they have any ideas other than that? No. Okay. So I came up with a few other ideas, and what we'll do is when we send links and the slides, we'll send you the sheet with some of my other ideas on. So there's things like the Social Welfare Alliance training that will provide little bite-sized bits of training for your volunteers that might be helpful. It might be that you could get something on, you could get a nice shed on Free Cycle, if you could get someone to collect it, which would save some of your money. Having a word with your goods and suppliers that you're spending money with. They might like a bit of free advertising. If you offer to put a plaque up, they might reduce the price for a bit of free advertising. Is there a local organisation that will benefit from this not being an antisocial eyesore? And therefore they might like to sponsor some of the work. And as you said, sort of ask other groups or the community for skills. So what about scenario 2 from room 2, the recycle, reuse and reduce workshops that aren't getting as many people as they were hoping for? Who was in room 2 and would like to feedback one idea that they were talking about? Those of you that were in room 2, did you do it?
I ended up in room 2, but we were discussing other things. We actually didn't get anywhere near the scenario. So we were talking about all about the PPP projects, but
not about the scenario. Okay.
No,
so,
we didn't get to the scenario. Well, not when I was there. I don't know if Dean's got anything to say. But...
So did any of the other groups have a go at scenario 2 where people weren't getting enough people come along? No. So some of the things you could do is engage. Sorry.
Caroline, I'm sorry, but we did.
Oh, go on, Sandra. Is there someone else in your group wants to feedback this time? Or are you?
That someone does want to feedback, to be quite honest with you. But I suppose this is training for me with my anxiety. But we actually turned around and said that we could contact like faith groups like churches, mosques, etc., advertising on the actual notice board inside the park, doing it on social media, but also looking at your actual poster, whether that, you know, these days you've got QPR codes. A lot of posters don't have a QPR code on. They're only just starting to look to see how you're doing it, and also to open up wider than just 500 homes. Because some people actually travel to come to a particular area because they don't like their particular park. So maybe open up a little bit wider. And that is it. Okay?
Yeah, that's great. Great. Well done. Well done, Sandra's group. The other things you could do, there might be a local school or a local community centre that you could engage with. Talk to your local food bank. Go and take a walk in the park and ask people in the park if they know this is happening and would they like to come along. And then something about local newsletters, WhatsApp groups, social media. So well done. So group 3, you had the project that had installed a defibrillator in the local community centre and trained people. And the people that were trained wanted to do a bit more. So they've got a few ideas. Was there a group that actually discussed that one? Group number 3.
We did, and Dashana was she had lots of good ideas, and she works in that area, but so she might want to feed in. But we did say about initially doing a little bit of research and mapping other community centres to see what they offer, selecting those most in need and the communities most in need as well, and setting up a mailing list. But Dashana might want to say a bit more on that.
You're muted, Dashana.
Apologies, sorry, there's someone at the door. Yeah, no, you covered the most important with Julie around like scoping and finding out, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
You know, where is the need? So maybe we thought that we would first find out from the surrounding, you know, community centers or venues who actually has a defibrillator and who doesn't. And then look at, you know, if they do have the defibrillators and who's trained. So then we can find out the need, assess the need and scope around, you know, who's got what. And then based on that, then maybe we thought we could, you know, use the Joy app and get them to put themselves on the marketplace on Joy, which is being used by all the surgeries and everyone to signpost people in the community and say, look, you know, there's this training going. And then to save on finances, as always, like, sorry, this is my NHS hat coming on. But we said, you know, we'll get the free NHS staff and the nurses from the cardiac rehab team in Newham General or somewhere and say, can they come and offer free training days? So these were some ideas that Julie and I came up with.
Yeah, that's really good. There was a great ideas, and using the Joy app, the Well Newham directory of services, it's a good way to find information about other groups that are running in the area, particularly if you're looking for a group that does something similar. So have a look at that. Look it up on Google Well Newham directory of services and it will take you there, or the Joy website. But if you go to the Joy website, remember to put Newham in because it's a national one. The other thing you could do is talk to the defibrillator company and say, you know, if we formed a collective of trained people, could we help you when you install things? So it might be something that could grow like that. Okay, so hopefully you've got a few ideas and you know a bit more about other people that are doing projects. And like I say, when we send out the slides, we'll also send out these solution ones. That's not the absolute solutions. There's as many as you can think of. And as many people as you have, you will think of other things. So that's great. So Chris, back over to you, I think.
Yeah, so we've fed back. This is really the Q&A part. So if you've got any further questions on this particular part of the clinic, raise your hand or unmute yourself, basically, because there's not a lot of us. So just unmute and ask a question if you've got anything to ask at this point.
Chris?
Yeah.
It's Dean Ullman from the Custom House Bookshop.
Yeah, hi.
Hi. One of the contingency issues is not having our grants paid by Newham Council. We've spoken to many individuals and groups who said they've completed everything, but we've not heard of anyone being paid, and now we're moving into March.
Okay. Have you spoken? So what's your neighbourhood team saying? What's the delay?
They haven't responded.
Okay.
And this is a problem for certain groups. For example, people doing gardening projects. They're quite linked to when you can plant and whatever. We are linked in the bookshop. We've missed World Book Day, and we're very linked to. We do a lot with young people and children. So obviously, the parents want the activities laid on during half term and the holidays.
Yeah,
and
you're already on the system, aren't you, Dean? Bookshop?
Oh yeah, we're a registered supplier with Newham Council, and we've gone through the whole Oracle Fusion. Submitting the invoice and having it
you returned all your documents and everything.
All the documents, done all the admin.
Right. Okay.
Merdine was.
I can look into individual cases for you. It's not a problem. So I'll get back.
If I can just say,
for you.
this isn't only Newham Council. We applied for a grant via the Safer Newham Board on the 23rd of June last year. And we've just been told by Newham Safer Neighbourhood Board on the 28th of February that the GA have apologised and they're trying to get the payments made to the Safer Neighbourhood Board so they can pay it on. But it does cause problems for small groups who lack resilience or resources.
Yeah, no, okay. Now I can find out what's going on with the individual cases. That's not a problem. So I'll speak to the neighbourhood teams themselves one at a time and see what's going on. I've heard a lot of the requests for payments do come through to my manager, and she said she's been getting a lot of influx recently of payments to release. So I think they're all coming through, but I can find out for individual cases. That's fine. It's not a problem.
That'll be great.
Thank you. Any questions from payments?
Yeah, I've got a question, Chris.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so when I'm doing a years from January, this is how I planned mine, from January to December, to do some wellbeing events within the community. Obviously, I should have started my project no later than the beginning of March for me to be able to complete it in the frame, in the time frame. Okay. Now I have already thought, okay, I can do this. So I've already thought what I can do. But a lot of it is like, I don't normally work with children. I normally only work with adults. So I've had to do things like go on a safeguarding course for adults, which has delayed me from actually going further because of when the dates are that I've been able to get for a safeguarding course. If you see what I mean. So these additional terms, or whatever they called, I can't remember what they called them, additional conditions. It would have been nice to have known that prior, that these are what your additional conditions are going to be. And I could have worked on this since last year and been ready for the start of my project at the end of March. So my delays are because I've had to go and do safeguarding around children.
Right, okay.
Do you see what I mean?
So at the application stage, you're saying you should have had some sort of feedback.
Yeah, there should have been something wrong with it because it's the only reason I'm being delayed. And we've had a lot of issues because I am on the system, Newham Council, but it used to be, before I got my group's bank account 5 or 6 years ago, it used to be my name on there with my bank account details. And there's been a lot of issues with regards to changing that over because it keeps saying that I'm already on the system, but it's not the correct bank account. Do you see what I mean? So that is another issue. And we keep being asked, have you done this? Yes, I've done it. I've replied to you. Now do it your end, but the system, there seems to be a glitch somewhere in that system.
Okay, right. Which neighbourhood are you with, Sandra?
Glasgow. They're brilliant. I talk to them all the time. But I haven't been able to, you know, I've not been well. So I'm due at the library tomorrow. So hopefully Andrew or somebody is there. If you see what I mean.
Yeah. But, okay, you're popping in tomorrow, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going into the library. I've got the women's group. So yeah, I'll be there tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. I mean, I can follow it up with the team if you want. Find out what's going on. Actually, we're meeting them this Thursday. We've got a meeting with all of them on Thursday, so I can ask that question to.
Yeah, it's just little things. Like they're not little things. They turn out to be big things. Little groups.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. See what I mean? Yeah. I mean,
You're breaking up, Sandra.
I know what happens with Zoom. I don't know why it's like this.
You can barely hear you, Sandra.
Thanks, Chris. You answered my question.
Okay. You're getting fainter and fainter, Sandra.
Sandra, if you want to put something in the chat because we can't hear you.
Okay, great. All right. Hi, Sue. Do you have a question for us?
Chris, we Community Arts Newham, we've got a similar issue as the first person around getting paid. A little bit different though. We're it's a bit complicated. We're leasing a piece of derelict land from Bonnie Downs,
Okay.
which they lease from Newham.
Yeah.
Their lease is due for renewal, so our lease can't be recognised until their lease has been renewed.
Right.
So
Right. Okay. So that's it's an unexpected complication that's
but
coming.
the complication is that it's all Newham. Newham is
Yeah. Okay. Is this East Ham?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I might is the cool. I'm still trying to get my head around all the 120 projects, but this is the one onto going towards Flanders, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, okay. I'll get an update from the team hopefully on Thursday on all the projects across the borough. So let's see what's happening there. I'll find out for you as well.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Sue. Okie dokie. Don't have anyone else with their hands up, so just go back to the slides 1 second. So I'm going to we haven't set a date for the April clinic on inclusivity and accessibility just yet. So do keep an eye out for the for an email for the dates in April. But later on this week, I will send out the slides for this clinic, the attachments that will come along with it. So this is Caroline's answer sheets. This will include a template. I said to you about the risk management template as well. So that'll all be coming your way later on this week. I need to change an email address as well. That's one of my tasks to do as well. I think that was in the chat. But yeah, do keep an eye out for the April ones. We'll hope to send that out in a couple of weeks' time, the dates for the April clinics as well.
And Chris,
yes, hi.
Can I just say, Compost is going to be doing a risk assessment training on the 12th of March in the afternoon. It's be about an hour-long training with the sort of actual nuts and bolts of how to do it. And then the second hour, people can bring something along that they want to write a risk assessment about, and we'll do sort of like one-to-one surgeries with people. They can have a go. So it'll be about an hour input and about an hour having a go on your own with us around to ask questions. And it's on Eventbrite. And if you get the Compost newsletter, it'll be in there. So that's the 12th of March. Sorry, Chris.
No, that's okay. Do you want to enter your email address in the chat just in case someone wants to get in touch with you? Okay, so if you've got any further questions, do get in touch with your senior officer or manager. The next in-person event, again, I keep mentioning these. I will send out the dates in the very near future on the in-person events we're looking to have it this June. So good luck with your projects. I am going to leave you with the final slide. As always, please do fill out a feedback form on this particular session. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come out of this, and I'm just going to grab my link, which is here somewhere for the feedback session.
Chris?
Yes, hi.
I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
Just very quickly wanted to say I was the one in the chat who put my email address, but I'd like that to be added and not taken the other one off. So it's the CEO Thaskin who's on the Subco Trust email. I would just like myself added as the health engagement manager on there because I'm just managing the project for him.
Do you have my email address?
Yes. Yeah.
Could you email me directly with this information?
Yes.
And then I can do that tomorrow.
Okay. Brilliant. And you know the recording for the last one?
Yes.
You'll be sending that on you be sending that through?
I've sent that already last week, Friday, I think it was. Did you not
Oh,
receive-
okay. I'll ask Taskin then. Maybe
Yeah,
she's
that
got
should
it on
be-
her email.
Yeah, there was there was two parts to that. So there's part 1 and part 2. I think that was
Okay.
sent last week Friday.
Sure. If not,
Yeah.
I'll come back to you.
If not, then email me tomorrow and I can send that to you directly.
Cheers, Chris. Thank
No
you.
problem. No problem. So I'm just going to put the feedback form into the chat. So as always, let us know how we did today by clicking on that link I've just put in the chat. Thank you very much for attending. I'll give you 20 minutes back of your evening time to do whatever you'd like to do on a Tuesday evening. So thank you very much, everybody, for attending. And we'll see you next time. Keep your eyes out for an email very soon. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.